to welcome everyone to our City of Griffin Board of Commissioners meeting this July 25th, 2017. We have our Pledge of Allegiance given by Commissioner Morrow, invocation by Commissioner Holberg.
If you'll please rise and join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join us in prayer. Father, we are here today to ask for your blessings and guidance in the performance of our duties as elected officials. We pray for strength, love, knowledge, and understanding. Help us to recognize and solve the problems that are presented. Make our solutions fair and just to the best interest of everyone. Help us to overcome our shortcomings and keep us united as a team to work for the betterment of the city and its people. We pray in your name. Amen. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
We got a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Got a second motion by Mr. Holberg, second by Mr. Morrow. Any questions or comments? Being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand. Be 7-0. Item number 1, recognize Jennifer Freeman, Associate Planner with the Planning and Development Department, as the June 2017 Strongest Link Award recipient.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Am I on? All right, here we go. It's always great to have one of your staff that receives this award. Ms. Freeman has been with the city over, 21 years, I think it is now. She started out in customer service, moved up to the administrative secretary for the Planning and Development Department. Now she is the associate planner. And to top it all off, she just received her degree from Gordon State University, college. And so it's she's been there. She's carried the hard load. She worked diligently with Mr. Smith when there was no director to kind of help keep the department afloat. So it was with great honor that I would recommend that Ms. Freeman be the Strongest Link for the month of June.
Thank you very much. I'm a firm believer that you're only as good as your team, and I have been blessed for the past 21 years to work with amazing people, so they've helped me to grow and become the person that I am. So thank y'all very much.
And congratulations. Thanks again, Jennifer, for all that you do for us.
Amen.
This time we'll have our citizens' comments. Chairperson opens the floor to comments from the audience. Comments should relate to a specific agenda item not listed on the agenda for a public hearing or to a concern within the jurisdiction of the city. Commission meetings serve the purpose of conducting city business and are not a forum for the unlimited expression of opinion. Chairperson reserves the right to limit comments to matters germane to city business and may refer speakers to the city manager or other staff for resolution. Do we have anyone on my left who would like to come before the board tonight? No one on the left. Anyone on the right like to come forward? Please come forward, state your name and address for the records. Minutes.
My name is Sharon Wright, and I live at 1118 Pine Valley Road here in Griffin. And the first thing I'd like to say is I'd like to apologize for Dr. Keller for my attitude today. When I get angry, I get a little loud sometimes, okay, and I do apologize. Okay, what I'm here for is, the fact is that I basically are in and out of town a lot, so I don't read the newspaper, and I don't mean this unkind, but the newspaper has never been the same since Quimby Melton sold the paper. So, needless to say, I did not hear about what's going on with the cemetery, and I just really want to be heard. I'm not here to criticize, but at the same instances, I feel as if the city commissioners really did not take into account the insensitivity that you've created with the new rules and regulations. Point 1, 7 days. 7 days. Okay, I have no problem with the 7 days of getting stuff down after the 7 days. But Christmas Eve, that I can go decorate my parents' graveyard, I think I'm going to be busy cooking, shopping, and other things. I think that's a little callous. Thanksgiving, as you know, you're going to be out cooking, shopping, and preparing food. I think that time limit needs to be taken down. Point 2, are you going to tell a mother that just lost her child, whether it's his birthday or not birthday, they can't leave a stuffed animal, a toy, especially if it's a brand new mother, a month and a half later? Tell them they got to move. Are you going to be that callous, that insensitive? You know, that mother really wants that child to have something there to be alone with, so they won't be alone. I'm not a mother. I don't know how a mother feels, but I've heard these exact comments. Okay. Point 3, you say it's my lot, but it's not my lot. I've bought 3 lots out there. My dad made sure that I bought those lots. They're all in my name. Yes, I do own them, but yes, I know the city owns them also, and it basically is a right to be able to bury my parents, but I also have the right to exhume my parents' bodies and move them elsewhere. Okay? Point 4, lot owners should be notified, not just put in the paper, not be placed on Facebook. I do watch the discussion pages, but sometimes I don't scroll through everything. The only thing I look at, as far as the paper is concerned, is online, just looking to see who's passed away. And then I go directly to like Hastings Funeral Home or whatever, just to be able to see the obituary, just to make sure it's not a friend of mine. Point 5. Dr. Keller made a point that we are getting visitors coming to the cemetery. Why would we not want to show the visitors how sensitive you are to the family members, placing their flowers out there, and then for you to sit there and tell them that if their flower blows off their cemetery, you're just going to throw it in the dumpster? Do you realize how much those saddle floral arrangements cost? They start at around $40, and they can go up to as much as $250. Now, I design my own usually because I buy directly from a florist, and I have very hard steel. Mine not coming off in 60-mile-an-hour winds. If anything at all, the flower itself might come off, but chances are they're not coming off. But a lot of people don't know how to put those loose wire saddles on in order for them to stay. Don't throw those away. They belong to somebody. And to tell me I can't put a little angel out there, even though I know where my mom is, I know where my dad is. Don't do this. This is callous. It's very insensitive. And I'm sorry if I'm being Mom, this is the anniversary of my mom's death today. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on my right who would like to come before the board? Anyone else on the right? Okay, being none, we'll move to our public hearings. Public hearings are conducted to allow public comment on specific advertised issues such as rezoning, ordinances, policy development, operating budgets, and other legislative actions to be considered by the City Commission. Item number 2 on the agenda tonight under public hearings, receive comments regarding a request to rezone the property located at 866 East Solomon Street, consisting of 0.3 plus or minus acres from medium density residential MDR to planned industrial development PID submitted by Newton Crouch, Inc. Director of Planning and Development Services, Toussaint Kirk will address.
Yes, this is, I guess you could say, somewhat of a cleanup from the other parcels that have already been consolidated at this location. If you can see, if you look at the map there, it shows the existing parcels that we came to you about 2 months ago, I guess it was, where we consolidated those parcels into one big lot around Donald Circle. So now this is the one piece that kind of got left out. So now they just want to, of course, consolidate it with the rest of the larger parcel. And there's not too much else you can do with that parcel itself, because it backs up to an existing apartment complex. And Planning and Zoning Board did recommend approval, so does staff.
For the record, I have a business relationship with the applicant as well as managed property adjacent to the lot, so I'll be abstaining from the vote on item 20.
Do we have any questions or comments from the commission? Do we have anyone here to speak for or against this? All right, moving on to item number 3. Receive comments regarding a request to rezone approximately .79 plus or minus acres located at 1663 West McIntosh Road from High Density Residential B, HDR-B, to Planned Commercial Development, PCD, submitted by Pickleton Murray LLC.
All right, so this property here actually sits between two commercial lots out on Highway 92, right across from the Walmart. It's zoned HDR-B. There's not much you can do with the HDR-B zoning, so the applicant's requesting that we rezone it to PCD, which is in line with the future land use map. Again, Planning and Zoning did recommend approval as well as staff.
Any questions, comments, or anybody need to not vote on this? All right. Anyone here to speak for or against this item? Being none, we'll move to item number 4. Receive comments regarding a variance request to subdivide property located at 527 South Hill Street.
Yes, sir. This property actually runs from South Hill Street to 8th Street. Once you subdivide that property, the front part where the house is located becomes non-conforming. However, that lot will be consistent with the other lots that are along that street. So staff has recommended approval of the request to allow the variance for the minimum lot size.
Any questions or comments? Recusals? Nothing? Anyone here to speak for or against this request? This is a public hearing. All right, item number 5, receive comments regarding a request to rezone approximately .33 plus or minus acres located along South 8th Street from low-density residential B to planned commercial development.
Okay, so this is the back part of the same parcel. So once you do the subdivision, that parcel becomes, we'd like to rezone it to PCD to match the adjacent parcel, which will be combined on a new plat. We do have the plat in hand. We're just waiting for the approvals from the board before we actually sign off on the plat so we can submit it to the, for recording. So this property will be located in the medical overlay district. And again, planning and zoning and the Planning and Zoning Board have recommended approval of the request.
Any questions or comments from any of the commissioners?
I do. Item 4 to splitting the lot 5 make sense to me. I think you've answered the question I had when I read this. That small lot created on the backside of the residential lot. We are guaranteed it's going to be combined with the next door lot to make one, what I call better lot?
Yes, sir.
So that's agreed upon?
Yes, sir. I have the plat. We actually have the plat upstairs.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. Let's make sure. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here to speak for or against item number 5? All right, moving right along, we go to our consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, are we okay with the entire consent, or do we need to pull out any of the minutes or anything?
We had the joint meeting of
Yeah,
the
they-
county, was everybody?
I think I was
They
there.
take the joint meeting separately? Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes of our joint meeting with Spalding County.
Second.
I think it was June 19th. If I'm not
June
wrong.
20.
Well,
June 20th? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, June 19th.
is that right?
And then we had a special call meeting as
Yeah,
well.
I think it's the 19th.
Yep, it's
Okay.
19th.
But anyway, I move that we approve the minutes of that joint meeting with Spalding County as presented.
Got a motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Brock for our,
Joint
to
meeting.
approve the minutes of the June 19th joint meeting. I don't think, was that? I don't
You were
think
not
I was
there.
Okay,
Yeah, that was the one I think you were absent from.
right. All in favor, raise your hand. And got one abstention.
And then, Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the remainder of the consent agenda except for that item as presented.
We got a motion to approve items 6 through 19.
19, yes.
Got a motion?
Second.
And we got a second motion by Mr. Morrow, seconded by Mr. Brock. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by raising your hand. Be 7-0. Move to our regular agenda. Item number 20, consider approval of a request to rezone the property located at 866 East Solomon Street, consisting of .3 plus or minus acres from medium-density residential to planned industrial development, submitted by Newton Crouch, Inc.
Mr.
Motion approved.
And I
I
second.
got 3 motions to approve.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Ms. Ward started it. Will Ms. Ward make the motion?
You can second.
With a comment, I want to thank the Crouch family for making this investment in our city.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by raising your hand. Be 6-0, and we got one abstention. Item number 21, consider approval of a request to rezone approximately .79 plus or minus acres located at 1663 West McIntosh Road from high-density residential B to planned commercial development, submitted by Pilkington Murray LLC.
Second.
Got a motion by Ms. Ward, second by Mr. Morrow. Any questions or comments? Being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand. That'd be 7-0. Item number 22, consider a variance request to subdivide property located at 527 South Hill Street.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Holberg, second by Mr. Morrow. Any questions or comments? Being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand. Be 7-0. Item number 23, consider approval of a request to rezone approximately .33 plus or minus acres located along South 8th Street from low-density residential B to planned commercial development, submitted by John T. Newton, Jr.
Second.
Got a motion by Ms. Ward, second by Mr. Morrow. Any questions or comments? Being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand. Be 7-0. We're now at item number 24, consider execution of an agreement with Allen Smith Consulting to prepare the City of Griffin's fiscal year 2018 Community Development Block Grant application to the Georgia Department of Community Affairs in the amount of $10,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion by Ms. Ward, second by Mr. Morrow. Any questions or comments? Being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand. Be 7-0. Item number 25, consider resolution determining the necessity for acquisition of 2 temporary construction easements for the 2017 Dewey Street Sewer Lift Station Replacement Project, determining a public use for said easements, establishing an initial offer for the easements, authorizing the city manager or his designee to negotiate with the landowners and for other purposes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion by Ms. Ward, second by Mr. Morrow. Any questions or comments? Being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand. Be 7-0.
Got it going here.
Item number 26, consider approval of a memorandum of understanding with Spalding County to provide for reimbursement for the housing of City of Griffin pretrial detainees and inmates at the Spalding County Detention Facility.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion by Ms. Ward, second by Mr. Morrow.
Question. So when will this transition from Lamar County?
They're right there now.
As soon as we get through with those serving in Lamar County that are serving sentences there, the Lamar County, they won't have any more inmates there to house. So I guess as soon as we complete that transition, we'll need to cancel that contract.
Thank you.
The majority of your inmates
Sorry.
are in Spalding County now, but there are some remaining in Lamar County that were sentenced prior to this initial memorandum of understanding that took place 6 months ago. So you still have a couple down there that are serving their remainder of their term. But most of them are already in Spalding County because you approved an agreement in February for 6 months. So this one is just extending that. That was a trial basis, and it's worked well so far. So this is a 2-year term for the Spalding County Detention Facility.
Any further questions or comments? Being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand. It's 7-0. Item number 27, consider approval of a purchase and sale agreement between Atlantic Fiber Networks, Inc., AFN, and the City of Griffin, Georgia for acquisition of the fiber network owned by AFN in Spalding County to provide services to the Griffin-Spalding County School District, and a data transport service agreement with Education Networks of America, Inc., ENA, for information services data, though the above described network to the school system, and a resolution amending the fiscal year 17-18 budget accordingly to create the telecommunications fund and reflect the AFN-ENA transaction.
I move we approve.
Second.
We got
Questions?
a question?
Yes, sir. So the staff is comfortable, so we're going to pay a lump sum payment of $1,150,000?
That's correct.
And where are we paying that from?
Came out
Fund.
of the short-term MEAG trust.
Interfund loan.
Okay, and then we'll set up the income will come in, so we'll set up
You've got a copy of, or there should be a copy of an amortization schedule in your
It's
packet that
attached.
shows the payback.
I think it's gonna take 44 months to repay back the principal.
We're keeping a general fund to start and then looking at changing to an enterprise fund down the road.
No, we're actually setting up an enterprise fund as part of this budget amendment.
Is Jack happy?
So the enterprise fund will not only,
He's happy. He sure's been hard to work with the last 6
It's
months.
been difficult.
Difficult.
so what other income streams will we have besides this fund coming in, the other contract? Jack, if you could just give me a quick.
I think as we gave at a workshop, we showed that our enterprise fund right now, we have right now brought on board approximately, I'd say close to a couple of dozen customers. And with the expansion of this fiber, and you understand, this is going to double our fiber. I mean, we're actually doubling the size of our fiber, which will allow us to actually reach out and go further. And we already have been talking to William Wilson. They have some outlying fire stations, other services that are way out, that we're working with them that will also get on board. And this fiber will help us do that through our internet broadband, hopefully services that we're reaching out and providing. William said he's on board with it. We're going to build them a network, and they'll be purchasing their bandwidth from us. So that's going to be an expansion. That's going to be a revenue source. So, this is just the beginning of, I hope, greater things for the city. And also understand that with businesses, it's almost like providing them water and electricity. They're looking at this first and foremost when they're coming in to an area, and I think that we can, basically, I like to use the word profit, but we can provide that service to them.
And the $26,000 payment that we're guaranteed,
Yes.
how many years are we looking at this goes out till?
Actually, a 10-year contract. Set up an annual renewal periods. But
And there's no risk for us in regards to,
we've got a
it.
termination payment, which will go through January of 2021.
January 1, 2021.
That
It'll
will
be totally paid off January
Yeah,
1,
that'll-
2021.
pay us back if it should come.
And then at that
back
time,
terminate.
ENA will be coming back And since we already are with ENA, we're providing the transport over fiber. Nothing's guaranteed in life, but I can tell you now, this will be a good news story with the next contract, because everything is paid, and everything the city will be doing now would be more going into the enterprise fund.
There's never a no risk.
Yes, sir, there's never no risk in anything.
Let me say, Jack has worked very hard in trying to bring this together. And there are a lot of cities across America who are looking for somebody like Google to come in and put fiber in their communities for economic development purposes and to provide high-speed internet to their citizenry. Well, we got it. It's here, and this doubles the size.
You don't need to sell me, I'm in favor of this.
I don't want it to be another
People know it's
gas
never a no
provider
risk.
situation where we kick ourselves 5, 10 years.
I've talked to ENA's attorneys probably over the last, I guess, 7 months, on at least a weekly basis, and I agree with Jack. I don't see any reason they would, decide to leave us unless the school system kicked them out, and I think y'all are very happy at the school system from what I've been told. So.
Well, actually, the city is posturing themselves in a very good shape as far as I'm concerned, because we not only can now basically provide broadband internet services to business, but we also, and this has happened to other cities, Google could very well come in here, instead of trying to plant this, they could lease our dark fiber, just like ENA is leasing from us. So we got two sources here. We've got the lease side as well as we got the selling the circuit side. So, I think it's a good thing. I wouldn't stick my neck out and say that if I didn't feel comfortable with it. And also the fact that we have doubled our fiber network is tremendous. I mean, to think that this city has 43 miles of fiber once we close the deal is tremendous. And we can reach areas that we couldn't before.
Any further questions or comments?
Who seconded that motion?
Ms. Ward.
I made it, she seconded.
Thank you.
Morrow made the motion. Ward second. Holberg held us up with comments.
Do I get a can I say a thank you?
All in favor of the motion signify by raising your hand. It's 7-0. City managers report.
I too just want to thank Jack and his staff. This has been a long, drawn-out process, and those guys have stuck with it and kept their nose to the grindstone, and Drew as well for making this all work out over a lot of hard work. Okay, I understand Highway 16 is closed at the railroad tracks, and although it may not be convenient and the signs may not be the easiest to maneuver, it is closed as of right now for a 2-week period. Right, Dr. Keller? Thank you very much.
And it's a hot mess on Cersei.
It's a hot mess?
There was already an accident today.
Mr. Whalen.
Cora traffic.
Oh, you're not
Wait,
finished? I'm
well, I
sorry.
had a couple more.
Go ahead,
But I
finish,
mean, no, I can
No,
stop if you want me to.
You stopped. I didn't.
Okay, all right, just a couple of quick things. We're gonna set a stop date on demo days for August 31st, and that's not to say that we may not reopen it later, but I think unless we put a good stop date on it, people are gonna just procrastinate and wait. So we're gonna say that it's stopping August the 31st, which hopefully give those that are contemplating taking advantage of demo days the opportunity to go ahead and do that over the next month. And remember, Citizens Government Academy is taking applicants right now. We'll start the Thursday after Labor Day, so if you have some of your constituents that are either interested or you would like to prod them to be interested because of your communication with them, if they'll get with Mr. Miller, we'll get them signed up. That's all I have.
Mr. Whalen.
Glad y'all are back.
Ms. Holberg.
Yeah, I do want to make a quick comment. It's not a well-kept secret. I don't think that I do not plan on running again, and I'll talk about that later because it's something I'm going to miss greatly, and I appreciate the opportunity for it. But I did want to take a minute to recognize what helps make this decision a lot easier, and that's people like Dick Brooks back there who has informed me that he is going to step up and run. And a lot of y'all know Dick Brooks. He's been around this community forever. I knew him as a child, growing up with his son, but former General Griffin, and pretty much gets honored on a regular basis. So I just want to take an opportunity to point him out in the audience because I'm excited that people like him are willing to step up.
Great.
Qualifying starts the 24th, I believe it is. 21st. Okay.
No comment.
Mr. Broad? Mr. Morrow?
I have a couple. One, I'm very proud of the city and being able to honor our fallen officer, Kevin Jordan, and we had an awesome turnout for that unveiling. Our chairman handled himself extraordinarily well in a very hot situation. But I was proud that we could do that. I really want to thank Kenny Smith and everybody, including our legislators, who's helped us make that happen. It's always complicated dealing with GDOT and the state government, but good job, and I'm proud that we could honor Officer Jordan. I felt really good that day that we could do that.
I second that emotion.
Secondly, I'd also like to mention the young lady that spoke here. We do hear you when you speak, and I will say, when we redo regulations, we do our best we can trying to fix problems. We don't always get it right, but when folks come forward and make comments, it gives us opportunity sometimes to go back and revise the regulations if we miss the mark. So it serves a purpose, and I thank folks that come forward and give us their honest opinion, because we're not infallible. We think we are, but we're not. Thank you.
I have only one comment, well, I guess two. The Kevin Jordan naming was great, and I thank everybody who participated. Thank our legislators who also helped make that happen. But also, we had a fallen former commissioner, Ms. Rosa Calloway, and I publicly want to just thank her for her service to the city. She was serving to 94. I ran against her way back when, but I just want to make sure we reach out to her family and just let them know that we appreciate her service to our city and her civic duty that she provided here in Griffin, if we can, for our members of our family. And if there's nothing else, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion from Ms. Ward, second from Mr. Tomorrow. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.